So, it's been a good break. I really enjoyed it. Every once in a while you just gotta kind of stop, clear your head a little bit, and I don't know, put some things in perspective, and then get right back at it. So, without a really long introduction, what we're going to start and talk about today is the Kayfun Lite from Mesto, designed in Russia, made in Germany, and here we go. So let's start out with a vape. In here, I have a juice that my wife makes. It's kind of modeled after the custard trend. She calls it the O'Reilly Factor. It's not for sale. But I did put the recipe up on my Facebook a few weeks ago. And on here, I've got a, so what do I got? I got a 3 wrap of 30 gauge Canthal. And let's see what we got. Oh, using it on the Caravella America LE. It's a warm vape 3 wrap. Alright. So, in the redesign of the Kayfun, I think they did a lot of things right. I'm not going to do a build on this. There's tons of builds out there for it. I generally just do the, the little standard figure 8 that's out there. Pretty simple build. So anyway, if I'm sure most of you saw my Kayfun, I guess the Kayfun 3.1 Gamma review, and for me, the vape on this is basically the same, but without the hassles I was having with the 3.1. I was having some leaking issues, actually bad leaking issues, some filling issues that have the syringe. And, they just kind of took the nonsense out of it and turned it into what's probably my favorite silica addy or silica rebuildable I've used to date. It's basically just, as far as functionality, it's got the same combustion chamber, I guess, that the Kayfun has. They just eliminated the adjustable air control down at the bottom. Because with the Kayfun, and I had the problem with the 2.1 as the 3.1, that it was almost like a combination lock. Like if you had too much wick, it would spit juice at you. If you had too little wick, it would leak. And then also add to that, if the airflow was too open, then it would leak. If it was too closed, it would flood. And so, they just kind of, I think, simplified the Kayfun. Made it a little shorter, because the Kayfun 3.1 for me was a bit of a monstrosity in how big it was. I don't know if you could use your own. I think you could buy a top portion that would allow you to use your own drip tip, but that's kind of the standard thing with the Kayfun. I would tell you, out the door immediately the drip tip went, because the air hole in that drip tip was so small that it was just way too tight. And we did open up the air hole, or the air intake, on this one to 5/64. Not a very difficult thing to do, and for me that just opened up the draw, because I like a little airier draw, especially on silica with the warmer vape. It allows for a little more vapor production, but it also cools the vape off a little bit, so it's kind of just right for me. I don't think you can go much bigger than that, because I know Dino drilled his out bigger than mine. He also drilled this one out, and he noticed that, I guess where this one's at was as big as you actually noticed any increase in the airflow. And so, like I said, I can't really say enough good about it. Couple little small things, but we'll take it on the vape and we'll talk about that. Just blows monster clouds. It's just all in all an outstanding vape. Now the downside. First off, now to fill it. Filling it's really easy, and if you fill it this way, you won't have this downside. Go a little up close. To fill it, you just take the screw out, take your syringe, you know, hold it upside down, take your syringe, put it in there, and fill it up. Holds a good bit of juice, like 3.5, maybe 4 mils of juice. Not exactly sure, but a good bit. I know I go through about 2 tanks a day on it in the several days I've been using it. Now, you can fill it from the top, but you will give yourself a little bit of headache. So if you got to fill it on the fly, I would fill it the way I would fill the 3.1. I would take the top cap off, I would fill it up. You can't get as much juice in it this way either though. Take the top cap off, fill it up, put the top cap, catch the threading, turn it upside down, and then continue to close it. Because if you screw the top cap on, filling it this way, you will have juice come out the bottom. Now, that's kind of one little downside. But, you know, I guess if you fill it the way it's supposed to be filled, then how can you have a downside from using it improperly, I guess. But there is one little problem. And it seems like everybody I've handed this to, they've done this. They'll grab it, and they'll go to vape it, and they'll put their finger over the air intake and flood the piss out of it. So whenever that happens, you'll have a good 10-15 minutes of vaping that it's gurgly and that it will leak. So as long as you don't try to vape it with no air intake, which just basically turns it into a straw, a juice straw, as long as you don't cover that air intake whenever you're vaping it, and you fill it the proper way, I mean, you could leave this thing on its side in your pocket, lay on it all day, it's not going to leak. So, my advice, use it the way it's supposed to be used, by filling it the way it's supposed to be filled, and the leaking issues I've had with every Kayfun up to this rendition of it, I don't have. So, like I said, I did also take the air hole up a little bit, and for me that's a little, I just like the area draw, but it does come with a little bit of an area draw to begin with. I just wanted a little more, so we'll take one more vape, and glad to be back. This is the Kayfun Gamma, no, the Kayfun Lite. It's Jamie J.C. West. I'm going to do the, probably the Immortalizer one day this week. I will, in that video, announce the winner of the 12 bottles of juice or so from before the monstrosity that led to the break. So I've already still got that piece of paper that's got the winners on that. So 12 bottles of juice will go out the door one day this week. And that's what I got. It's Jamie J.C. West, YouTube, back on Facebook. Send me a message. I've enjoyed talking to a lot of you guys this week. I can definitely tell I'm back because the memory card got full. So, like I was saying, it's Jamie J.C. West, YouTube, Facebook. Been enjoying, like I said, talking to a lot of you guys, helping some guys out this week. So, hit me up there if you have any questions, anything I can do for you. It's hard for me to respond to the YouTube, I guess the YouTube inbox thing. I think it's a little, Stone Age a little bit. It doesn't function very well. So Facebook, if you got any questions, videos automatically post to Vapor Place also. So be strong, vape on. Jamie J.C. West. See you again next time.